On today's IRS tax refund update, as we move into the first full week of March, we will take a look at the latest, including new refund batches dropping on March 2nd, 4th, 6th, and 9th. And from there, the PATH Act hold has officially been lifted, clearing tens of thousands of early filers who claimed the Earned Income Tax Credit and additional child tax credit to finally receive their refunds. For those still seeing blank transcripts or a no return filed message on their account, we will break down exactly what that means and when to expect movement. Now, starting off with the latest, as always, the next rounds of tax refunds have been scheduled for release on March 2nd, March 6th, and March 9th, as confirmed by the refund status results and tax transcripts seen here. For direct deposit filers, funds should arrive on or by those dates, and in some cases, possibly before, depending on your bank. Do allow 5 additional days after the refund date for it to post to your bank account before initiating a payment trace with the IRS. Now keep in mind, not all refund status results will update, so it is important to check your tax transcripts to confirm you are part of the latest refund batches. For those expecting paper checks, remember the IRS is phasing out paper checks in 2026, so make sure you have direct deposit set up to avoid any delays going forward. Now, this is the update a significant number of you have been waiting on. The PATH Act hold, which applies to those tax filers who are claiming the Earned Income Tax Credit and/or additional child tax credit, has officially been lifted as of February 16th. This clears for release tens of thousands of tax refunds that have been held since mid-January. And I do want to clarify, if you are just claiming the child tax credit, also known as CTC, this hold does not apply to you. Your refund would have been processing on a normal timeline all along. For those who were under the hold, here's what we are looking at. The first wave of refunds began releasing on February 23rd. The bulk of PATH Act refunds are expected to land across the next several batch dates, specifically March 2nd and March 4th for daily cycle filers, with additional deposits hitting March 6th and a large batch on March 9th. Depending on your bank, you may see that refund appear as pending before that refund date, sometimes 2 to 3 days early. Now on your transcript, the code you want to look for is 768, which confirms the Earned Income Tax Credit has been applied to your account. From there, you are watching for an 846 code, which means refund issued, along with a corresponding deposit date. I do want to mention, a small number of filers may experience an additional hold even after the PATH Act lift. This is typically a random audit where the IRS is requesting documentation to verify dependents. If that applies to you, you will receive a notice in the mail. With that said, let's move into what we're seeing with processing times this week. Now, some of our viewers are reporting no updates at all to their tax transcripts, even after nearly 2 weeks since filing, and many are seeing a no tax return filed message when they check online. If that sounds like you, this is completely normal at this stage. The IRS has not lost your return. It simply means your account has not yet been updated in their system, which can take up to 4 weeks from the date you filed, though most people see their first update closer to the 2-week mark. With the high volume of returns being filed right now, not seeing an immediate update is expected. Once your return does start processing, when you see updates depends on your cycle code, specifically the last 2 digits. If your cycle code ends in 05, you are on a weekly account, and your transcript will update on Friday mornings with your Where's My Refund tool updating on Saturday. If your cycle code ends in 01 through 04, you are on a daily account. For daily accounts, the biggest transcript updates happen on Tuesdays, and the biggest Where's My Refund updates roll out on Wednesdays. These updates typically post overnight between midnight and 6 a.m. Eastern. One important thing to keep in mind is that transcripts and Where's My Refund update on separate schedules, so they will not always reflect the same information at the same time. One may show progress before the other, and that is normal. So with all of that covered, let's get into the specific codes and timelines people are seeing this week. Now, one situation we are hearing about a lot this week involves filers who check their transcript and see a 570 code followed by a 971 code, and they immediately panic thinking something is wrong with their return. Here's what is actually going on. The 570 code means there's a hold on your account, and the 971 code means the IRS is sending you a notice. But the key detail most people miss is the letter number listed under that 971 code. That letter number tells you exactly what kind of notice is coming your way. If you see a CP05 notice, that typically means the IRS is verifying your income or withholding before releasing your refund. This can take anywhere from 30 to 60 days, and in most cases you do not need to do anything except wait. However, if the notice number is a CP63 or a CP75, that is a different situation entirely. Those indicate the IRS is conducting a more detailed review, possibly related to credits you claimed, and they may need documentation from you. One tax filer reported seeing the 570 and 971 codes appear on the same date with a CP05 letter number, and roughly 45 days later, their transcript updated with an 846 code and a direct deposit date. So if you are in this situation, pull up your transcript, look at the specific letter number under that 971 code, and that will tell you your actual next step. Do not call the IRS before checking that detail first, because it saves you time and gives you the answer right away. And speaking of answers, let's talk about what else is showing up on transcripts this week. Let us know in the comment section below about your ongoing tax issue. In the meantime, we will keep monitoring the situation for further developments. So make sure to click on the thumbs up and subscribe button below for future updates on this channel. And thanks for watching.